Hello again. Talk a little bit about just using the web a little bit. I happen to be in the Google Chrome web browser, which is a fine browser. You can use just about any browser you want. You may have heard of Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge as their kind of improved version of that. And then there's Firefox. And if you're on a Mac, you definitely have Safari available. Um, there's even some other things on the Kindle Fire. I think they have another browser called Silk and things like that. So you'll see browsers. So usually any basic of these main browsers are going to work for you. So one really popular place to go, no matter what browser you're using, is google.com for doing searches. It's amazing how often you can find out what you're looking for by doing a Google search. Instead of even starting with the Palomar homepage and using their search feature or navigating looking for something, sometimes you can find something just by entering in a search here. So the Google search has a thing called the type ahead. You can see I've done some searching already. But if I hadn't started, and I started just typing in the word Palomar, it tries to guess what I might want. So if you see one of these, you can click on it. Um, I actually, just before this recording, I had put that search in, but say you didn't, and I want to look for Palomar College, and I think, okay, I want to look for the catalog and I want to look for the one for this year, for 2020. I can put that in, and then I hit the Enter key. So when I hit the Enter key, it does a search, and the results come here. And the first one here is that one, and there's another one that shows it's a Palomar address. I just click on that, and it brings me into the Palomar College website right at the link for the 2019-2021 college catalog. And I can scroll down. I'm just using the little wheel on the mouse to scroll down the page, and I can look at what I'm interested in, what area I want to see. So that's important to understand that Google can be one of your best friends when you're looking for information that might be hard to find either on the Palomar site or elsewhere about really anything to do with technology. It tends to pull up on the first page or two of its search results. More often than not, you'll find something very useful. So web browsers in general, what they have up here is they have kind of a web address bar, called bar. It's a text area there, and uh, you can change where a page goes by simply overriding what's there. I can select all that. I can now hit the back key or delete key, and it's now empty. Um, so if I knew a web address where I wanted to go, I could just type it in, www, and it says Costco. Why not? So it says Costco. I click the enter key, and it brings me to the Costco page. I don't normally have to put the three W's and a dot beforehand. It can get by with just that. Unfortunately, at Palomar College, their site has www2 right now in front of everything. So until they change that, you kind of have to put that in front. But most sites don't work that way. You just need to do that. We'll talk later about Zoom meetings. When you get a Zoom link, you can often copy and paste it into this little area and get there. So let me try something. So now I'm going to take you over to uh, a little text area. This is just a little text file. Most text files end in .txt. It's called an extension. So you have a name and then .txt. Actually, this one I haven't even saved yet. But pretend this was an email. And somebody sent me an email and he said, "Hi, Steve. Here's the link for Costco.com." And from the ATRC. So if you were in your email or you were in another file like a Microsoft Word file, or here I'm in a text file, not everybody knows how to do this, but there's a little shortcut for you to cut or copy information out of a file and then paste it into a web browser or any other file really. So the trick is you place your insertion point, if you will, the sort of the cursor of it, you by clicking right in front of the word, and then you hold the mouse button down and drag across so that all the text is selected. It'll usually show like that with white text and a blue background. Now, once that's happened, you use on a PC, you'll do Control X. There's a CTRL key. I'll hold it down and I'll hold the X key, and that would actually that would cut it, that would remove it from the document, or I could do Control C to copy it. So I'm going to do a Control C. Now, if you're on a Macintosh, I believe it's Command C. Command is the key they use for to mean the same thing as Control. A lot of the world is Windows centric, so you have to learn how to make Windows PC to Mac translation. So the Command key is usually the Control key. So I do Control C or Command C. Now I go back to my web browser. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I have another page. Notice I just went to a different tab, a different page. And there's Google in there now. So I'm going to click in that area and I hit the back key just to remove it. Now to paste that information into this web address bar, I do Control V. That's V as in Victor. Okay, it would be Command V on the Macintosh. So once it's in there and I have the little cursor there, the insertion point, I now just press the Enter key. So I press the Enter key and I'm now back into the Costco site. So that's a little trick. The Control X to cut, Control C, C as in Charlie, to copy, and Control V to paste. V as in Victor. It's not P as in Peter, but V as in Victor. And so just know that little trick. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and we'll move on to the next.